Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. This is a pick a card reading just for you, just for the month of March. And what we're going to look at today is your March luck forecast. Woo! So yes, I did change my table a tiny little bit. I got rid of the Valentine's February love decor, and it dawned on me as I was getting ready to do readings today, I didn't have any March kind of stuff on for my table. So I grabbed a couple green bits of greenery from my table decor collection, and this week I will see what I can find. I'll hit the dollar stores and see what they have. First, maybe some shamrocks, gold coins. What do you think? What do you think I should put on my table for March to stay with our themes? Some lucky dice, maybe? I don't know. March is going to be all about abundance and luck. And, you know, all the blessings and all the pots of gold waiting for us. So, but today this is going to be a pick a card. This is your luck forecast. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'll give you a moment to choose the card that you feel called to. You can choose all of them, by the way. There's no rules here. Something I don't love is rules, by the way. Like that song from Frozen, best line ever. No rules for me, I'm free. That's my anthem, So yes, there we go. Oh, and no lights today because how I actually power them. You can see I have a little pluggy thing. I have like a little power pack, whatever it is, that runs my lights. Of course, it needed to be charged. So no lights today, but my handy dandy candle is there. I'm hoping you're using this time to choose card 1, 2, or 3, or all of them, because you never know. Sometimes anybody who's been following me for a while knows when I do 3-card readings and it's not a pick a card, it's like literally we're going to tell a story. It's amazing what comes out. So if you want to choose all 3 and just see what story comes out for you, do that. Do that, okay? So if you need to pause the video, this is the time to do it. Card number 1, we have Strength in Reverse. I'm going to look up the timings as I always do. So just bear with me for 1 second as I flip through. Strength is a summer date, so nothing major. Even though it is a major arcana, there's nothing kind of major happening right now. Like it's like it may be like the seeds are being planted, the groundwork's being laid, but the actual result may be later. By the way, this deck is the Fountain Tarot. It was actually gifted to me by my friend Caitlin, who you would know from our podcast style videos. We haven't done one in a little while, but we were just talking the other day, like we should probably sit down and do the next episode. It's just that I think we all realized just winter is really hard, especially with the number of snow days we get here in Southern Ontario. So we've got kids home. It's hard to do these kinds of things. So we once the weather's a little better, it'll probably be a lot easier to get these things done. So Strength in Reverse, and this is actually interesting. I just noticed that this is, I don't know if you can see it, number 11. That's very interesting because in a traditional tarot deck, Strength is number 8. So that's kind of interesting. This is the first time using this deck at this table. I've been playing with it, sleeping with it, shuffling it, but I've never actually pulled cards with it, so I just noticed that. Okay, but in reverse, we want to make sure that we're tending to our own weaknesses. And that could be a lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-worth. If that's something that you've been experiencing and you're also experiencing what you may call bad luck right now, or, you know, things just aren't playing out the way you'd hope that they would, it may be connected to, and I hate for this to sound like I'm victim blaming or anything like that, but it could just simply be connected to your own energy. So if you're feeling like things suck and you're struggling and everything's so hard, whatever, you're just going to kind of get more of that. What we focus on grows. So we always want to make sure that we acknowledge all of the shizzy stuff going on in our lives. If we don't, then we're in complete denial, and that's what we call spiritual bypass. And that's very dangerous. Don't be one of those high vibes only people, because those people end up in therapy real fast because they're not dealing with the things. They're not acknowledging their feelings, and they're not actually processing those feelings and learning and figuring out, why am I feeling this way? Go back to the trigger and then heal the trigger, right? It's so simple, but it's so much easier to just be like, I'm going to pretend this isn't happening. And trust me, I say this as I sit on my throne of denial, okay? I get it. I do the exact same thing. I like to put things in a nice, neat box and put it on the shelf. And maybe it'll just go away. Trust me, I get it. But there are times when I'm like, oh, I really have to deal with this, right? So this could be something just coming up for you, that your luck is actually being blocked or inhibited by your own internal narrative. Which is, so your thoughts create your feelings, and there's all your energy and everything like that. And I'm really not trying to make it sound like, well, it's your own fault. But sometimes we're kind of so focused on what we don't have that it's really hard to get what we want. And there's a whole lot of different ways we can approach this. We can approach it through some gratitude practice. Even just walk around your house in the morning. Even if you're depressed, if you're feeling, nothing's working, my life sucks. Like, I get it. We've all been there. We've all been there. Look around your house and say, you know what? I have hot water, hot running water in my house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Turn it on, test it, run your hands under it, feel that, and be grateful that when you turn on the tap, there's hot water. That you've got coffee. There's people who don't have coffee. I don't know how they survive, but there's just all the things in your life. Look around and say, you know what? I have furniture. I have wonderful books. I have internet to stay in touch with people. My legs work, so I can walk around my house. And I'm not trying to say to discount what you're experiencing, because it is valid. Your feelings are valid, but sort of the antidote to that is a little bit of gratitude. If it is a situation where you're really feeling stuck in those feelings and thoughts, like if you're on a loop all the time, get in touch with me. I have tools. I got all the tools in the toolbox to help people get unstuck. So I can certainly help you, and it may take one session to snap you out of it. So if that sounds like you, just reach out. All of my links are in the description, including the link to this deck, by the way. My Etsy shop is there. Each week I'm adding a couple things now that I'm not sick anymore and can actually use my brain. I'm hoping there's a freebie there for you. My March freebie, I'm still working on. It's just taken a little bit of time because it's massive. So just hang tight for that. And all my links are there. My Facebook group, my Patreon, my Etsy shop, my tip jar, the freebie, everything's there. Okay. So you can reach out to me, go to my website. There's forms on almost every page of my website. The link is there. Boom, you're done. You just reach out and say, I need help. And I'm going to be emailing you back right away just to say, what can we do? What's going on? Let me know. Tell me what's happening. And then we'll, if you want to book a session, we'll jump on a Zoom call. We'll get you moving down the right path. Okay. So, but again, if you're feeling like your luck just isn't here and you've lost the Midas touch and things aren't working out, it's just simply this self-doubt and insecurity and low self-esteem and things like that. And those are all things that are easy to fix. Like, so easy. So easy. It's not like we have to perform surgery or anything. So there we go. So if that's the card you picked, that's your message for you. It's not the sexiest message I've ever delivered, but certainly it might be one of the most helpful. So there you go. There you go. 7 of Cups in reverse. Is this going to be a whole reversal reading? I don't know why we're getting so many reversals lately. Seven of Cups. So this is towards the end of the year. So nothing, nothing too major right now. But in reverse, it's about feeling like you have a lack of choice. Like Seven of Cups upright, there's a great sense of so many choices, you can't make one. It's like going to that ice cream place that has like 31 flavors. It's like, you know, I'm not somebody who should be given too many choices. If you're into human design and you're a generator and you've been given too many choices, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like literally, I just shut down. I'm like, nope, can't do it. Got to go home. Too many choices. Give me three. I'll pick one. But this is what's kind of feeling like you don't have a choice. I'm really, oh gosh. Okay. My guides are like, you don't feel like you have a choice because you're not making a decision, because you're not making a choice. Just make a choice and run with it and see what happens. And if you need help, just flip a coin, throw a dart, anything. Just do something just to make a decision about it. Interesting. And there is a sense that you don't feel like you have the experience required to make the next move that you want to make. And that's okay. You don't need it. You don't need it. Just get on with it. Just get on with it. But definitely the sense here is that you feel like you don't have a choice, or you don't have enough choices to make a decision. You don't need things. You'll know. Just use your instincts and say, I know what I want, and I'll know it when I see it. When the right thing appears, I will know. And that's a really good way of going through life. Instead of having to make decisions, just say, you know what? I'm just going to wait till it feels right. And that's okay. That's a decision too, by the way. That's a decision. But it's a sense of feeling trapped by this indecision. So if you want your luck to turn around, just make a decision. Just make a decision. And you know, you could write them all down on pieces of paper, put them in a cup, pull one, that's your decision made. Like even you don't have to make the decision. You could let destiny make the decision. That's a great thing to do, is just let destiny make the decision. So if that's you, I'm going to say, just do what I always tell my clients to do, which is, if say you're like, okay, well, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, then make the decision, lean into it, live as though you have actually made that decision and are taking the steps, the inspired action towards that decision, and see how that feels. Your central nervous system is going to tell you immediately if that is the right decision for you. And if you're like, it still feels kind of icky, then choose something else. I know you feel like you don't have choices in front of you, but we always do. We always have choices in front of us. We maybe just don't recognize them as choices, but every single thing we do is a choice. Everything we do, everything we think, everything we say is a judgment. And I know people are like, oh, I'm not judgmental. Yes, you are. We all are. So it's the same thing about choices. We all have a million choices in front of us. We all have a million decisions we make every day. Speaking of coffee, I had to decide which flavor coffee I was going to have today, this morning. So there's a choice that I made without any effort. I grabbed the first one and off I went. And sometimes it's as easy as that. Just, you know, and don't be afraid to ask your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, the universe, source, light, God, whatever word you use. Don't be afraid to ask for some clarity. Don't be afraid to ask for signs, because if you ask for the signs, you will receive them, and that will kind of tell you you're on the right path. So interesting, very interesting. And we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Feeling like you're not achieving anything. Oh, sorry, I'm going to bring this back to luck. Once you make a decision, then the luck can appear. That's what I meant to say right at the very beginning of this little tirade about the Seven of Cups. But once you make the decision, the luck is going to start to appear. It will look like luck, but it's not. It's just the universe opening the path for you. Right? Like I've seen it so many times where I've thought, you know what? I think I'm going to go and buy a pink scarf. And then suddenly I see pink scarves everywhere. That's not luck. That's just the universe making me aware of things and opening the path for me to buy a pink scarf. But then it's given me too many choices and we're back at Baskin Robbins. Okay, so we know. But don't be afraid to ask for a sign. Don't be afraid to ask for a message. Don't be afraid to ask for confirmation and see what happens. You know, take your vitamins, say your prayers, and see what happens. 9 of Pentacles. If this was your card, so this is a fall date, an autumn date, so nothing crazy. So none of this is like, oh my gosh, look out, this is gonna happen right now. No, this is all just low grade kind of stuff, as opposed to, like, if we had a major arcana card that had a March date, I'd be like, ooh, brace yourself. But this is low grade. It's definitely not feeling like a huge energy reading at all. But this is feeling like you've maybe made some bad financial decisions. But if we take away the adjectives and just say it was a decision that maybe didn't work out the way you wanted it to, everything always works out the way it's supposed to. Occasionally things work out the way we want them to, which is fantastic. It's always like, yay, I made it happen. But this is feeling like there's a lack of independence because of financial decisions that kind of led to this moment. The best advice I can give is just learn from it. You've achieved a lot to get here. Absolutely. This is definitely a card of achievement, but in reverse, it's like feeling like you haven't achieved. But I would definitely say that your luck is going to come from hard work. You know, they say opportunity often shows up in overalls and looks a lot like work. So I would keep an eye out for any opportunities. And you can ask your guides. Again, go back to asking for the messages, asking for the signs, asking for these things. Just say, please make me aware of opportunities that can help me move forward in a prosperous way. So simple. So simple. And you'll probably start noticing things. It could be, you know, you start accidentally starting a business. That's a good one. I was gonna say you start a business, but no, often we accidentally start businesses. You know, there's so many things that people can do to turn their finances around. And then kind of once you get on a roll, it's like your luck has changed. But really you changed because you started doing things in a more intentional way, perhaps. And now it's all working, and you started to bring in your spirit team to help you out and show you things and open doors and make things happen. And you know, like the Indiana Jones, when he, you know, there's no staircase or bridge. I can't remember what it was, but it was like once he took the first step, the staircase appeared. It's kind of like that. Like if you won't make a move, the universe is like, okay, well, we're just going to sit here too, twiddling our thumbs. So if you make a move, things will probably start falling into place and you will feel like your luck has turned around and is now working for you. This can be as simple as selling things that you no longer need, so a little more money's coming in. It could be starting a business of like buying stuff online and then reselling it, or going to the thrift shops and reselling it. You could walk dogs. I see people all the time looking for people to walk dogs. And, you know, there's all kinds of, mow the lawn, shovel the snow. There's all kinds of things that people can be doing, even a couple hours a day, just to get a little money in their pocket and help get that energy, that financial energy moving again and swirling and circulating, so that it becomes very, very attractive. If you would like, I've got some abundance things, some abundance videos. I have a wealth spell, like a money spell. Let me know in the comments if you would like any of that kind of thing, and I'll pull up the links for you so that you can easily grab them and start doing that stuff. But Whew. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, people. I don't know. Let's look here. Knight of Cups. Just get on with it. Get on with it. Whatever it is, just start. Decide today what you're going to start, and tomorrow morning, get out of bed. That's what you're going to do. And it could be, it doesn't mean you have to start a whole new company tomorrow. It could be that you're going to start researching. It could be you're going to start thinking of a name for it. It could be that you're going to start looking for opportunities or whatever it is. Just make the decision and get on with it. I thank you for joining me here today. Don't forget to subscribe and click like, leave a comment, click the notification bell, do all the things. It really, really helps me out. And I so appreciate every single person who hangs around here to listen to me babble on about all kinds of things. I really, really hope you know how much I appreciate you, because, it can be a real lonely life here on YouTube talking to myself. So the people who show up and leave comments and take part in the conversation and let me know what they think, I just love you all so much, and I send you so much love, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. As ever, have a magical day.